Om Sri Rudram. Now we are in Anuvaga 6 of Sri Rudram. This Anuvaga also focuses on the Ashatarana Rupa or Guna of the Ishvara. And Sarva Mahatvatvam and Sarva Antaryamitvam is the focus. It's no different than what it was there in Anuvaga 5. And the whole Anuvaga 6 is one mantra which has several yajus on it. Namo Jeshtaya cha Kanishtaya cha. Jeshtaya cha, one who is elder, one who is born first in terms of age, is the Jeshta. Jeshta Putran, we say. And Kanishtaya cha, one who is born at the last, the smallest one, the youngest one, is the Kanishta Putran. So the Jeshtam or Kanishtam is typically based on either the knowledge or on the age. Age is what we generally use. Age or the knowledge or even the ashrama. Here, the Lord is both the oldest and the youngest. One angle is very clear, because God is not born, but He is eternal. Therefore, He is neither Jeshtam nor Kanishtam. In another way, you can say that both of them are, He is both Jeshtam and Kanishtam, both old and young. It's a little difficult to understand that. In the earlier section, when we talked about the first part, the first person who came out was Hiranyagarbha, Chadurmuga Brahma. The Hiranyagarbha is the first creation, therefore he is the Jeshtam. Then what about the child which was born just a second ago? That child is also nothing but the manifestation of the Lord Himself. Therefore, even the Kanishtam, the youngest one, is also the Lord. This is from in terms of age. Brihadaranya Upanishad says, Jeshtam cha Sreshtam cha. Because the Lord is Sreshtam, the best on the knowledge for Vijñā, because of that reason, the Lord is Jeshtam. Because we say, who is the important person here? The dignitaries, among the dignitaries. Among the dignitaries, we will say the top, the chief guest. We say that. And why is he a chief guest? Because he has been chosen to be a chief guest based on his knowledge or a power or responsibility. Same way, the Lord is the Sreshtam, therefore he is considered as a Jeshtam here. There is yet another way of thinking based on ashrama. So a brahmachari is a young one, and a grihastha is always a jeshtam is a bigger than, elder than a brahmachari. A vanaprastha is even elder than a grihastha. But sannyasi is considered as a jeshta from all the perspective. He is bigger than brahmachari, he is bigger than grihastha, he is bigger than even a vanaprastha. That is not because of that's because of the ashram. The ashram itself assigns that kind of a jeshtatvam on that individual. When we say the last child, the child that was born a minute ago, should be seen that the child has that all the kalagni, all the agnis are there in that body. That's why the child is alive. So Hiranyagarbha is the first and the last one is the Kalagni Rupam. Therefore, it is Jeshtayacha, Kanishtayacha. One who is, my salutations to the one who is Jeshtam and Kanishtam. Next one is Nama Purvajayacha, Aparayacha. Purvajayacha. One, what is Purvam? Purvam means before. What is Purvam to Jaya, to birth? The Purvam to the creation. The creation creates something. So a product is coming out of the creation. So there must be a cause that must exist before the creation. So what was there before the creation is the karanam, and what happened after the creation is a karyam. So purvajayacha is karanam and aparajaya is the karyam. So my salutations to the Lord who is the both cause and the effort. Sometimes the karyam, the effect, can also be a cause for something else, right? Just keep that in mind. So in general, it is the cause and the effect. Namo Madhyamayacha. If Jeshtayacha, if the eldest one is there and the youngest one is there, then what about the middle? Or you think about it from a Purvajaya and Aparaya perspective. He is there in the Karanam and he is there in the Karyam. Right? And what is there in the middle? So, the creation happens. That is, when we say creation is happening, it is Srishti that is happening. And when the karyam becomes, when it dissolves, the karyam dissolves into the karanam itself. That's the dissolution, samhara. That's the two ends. One end is Tridi, Srishti, other end is samhara. So what is in between? The in between is Sthiti, where the maintenance happens into that. And the Lord is in the form of Madhyamaya in the Sthiti Rupam too. So in this way, Lord is both Sthiti, Sthiti, Laya, Karanam. If you look at it from any angle, from the smallest one in a microcosmic level or at a macrocosmic level, either way, if you think at a quantum level, very small level, micro level, that things are at a mess. It's very, very difficult to understand and comprehend how things are working for a common person. Even for scientists, it is very difficult to understand that. And you go at a macro level, it's not clear either. In both levels, there is no stability here. However, everything appears to be stable throughout. The earth is rotating at a very high speed. It's spinning constantly. But we don't know. We feel we are stable. at a micro level, at our body, a body is made up of millions and billions of cells. And every second, million cells are dying and new cells are being formed. But we appear to be stable. No change. That is the beauty of this. And this is the reason is it's being maintained. The stability is being maintained. This is happening in between the creation and the dissolution. Therefore, Madhyamaya. My salutations to that Madhyamaya. A remembrance, thinking, remembering something is also sthiti. So it's based on the Nyaya Sastra and Nyaya Sastra way of thinking. When we say, here is a cow, this is a cow, what do we really mean? There is an animal that's standing there which belongs to the category of cows. There is a definition for cow and this meets that criteria. Therefore, here is a cow. That's what you're telling. Here when you say, when you are remembering the jadi of the cow, the cowness is being thought about. And then when we say don't kill the cow, you are referring to the jati. But when I say bring the cow, you are not bringing the jati, you are not bringing the cowness, but instead you are bringing the cow, the individual one. Here also you are remembering. That remembering part is sthiti, and that sthiti is also madhyamaya. Abhagalpaya cha. My namaskara to that newborn, the infant, where the organs have not fully grown up. It's not fully grown up, but still there is a Iswara Chaitanyam on that body. That is apakalpaya cha. Nama Jaganyaya cha, Buddhniyaya cha, Jaganyaya cha, Buddhniyaya cha. Jaganyaya cha is the animals and the trees, not just the humans, but all the living things. Animals and trees are referred here, Jaganyaya cha. And he is also in the form of Buddhniyaya cha, one that is born out of the roots, which is basically the plants, small plants. So Jaganyaya cha is the animals, Buddhniyaya cha is the plants. So my salutations to the Lord who is in the form of the plants and animals. Namasobhyaya cha pradisadyaya cha. Sobhyaya, who is in the form of my salutations, who is in the form of human beings. And also one who is moving beings. So, why are we telling Sobhyaya is human beings? So, Sobhyaya, human beings, to take a human birth, one should have both Pabam and Punyam. If a person's punyam is more, they will take a birth as a deva, devta. If a person's pabam is more, they will take the birth of probably animals or plants or some other creatures, but not a human form. To take a human birth, the Shastra says the prarabdha should have approximately equal amount of paba and punya. So human is a one that is associated with the two. So sobhyaya, if I split it, it becomes sa plus upha plus ya. Sobhyaya. The one which is associated with the two is the human being. Therefore, which is having both pabam and punyam. Ubhabhyam punya pabhabhyam sakavartate yidi sopa manushya lokaka tatra bhavaha chobhyaha. This is what is the definition given by the Bhashyakara. So, human being, the Lord is in the form of the human being, and my namaskarams to such Lord. Pratisharyaya cha. The one who obtains in Jangama, which keeps moving, and my salutations to such Lord, like an animal which is moving, all the things, even humans which moves, anything that moves, including humans. Nama yamyaya cha kshemyaya cha. So is it that the Lord is only in this bhuloka? And that clarifies in this Nama yamyaya cha kshemyaya cha. My salutations to the Lord who is ruling the Yamaloka, who is in Yamaloka too. And my salutations to the Lord who is in heaven. Kshemyaya cha. Yamyaya cha is Yamaloka. Kshemyaya cha is the heaven. And in Yamaloka, it's considered the Pitruloka is part of the Yamaloka. So therefore the Pitrus, the ancestors, are always there in Yamaloka and Pitruloka. So the Lord is in the form of ancestors too. Yamyaya cha Shemyaya cha. Nama Vurvaryaya cha Galyaya cha. Kalyaya cha. Vurvaryaya cha is anything, the things that comes out of the earth in the form of grains, in the form of fruits, all those things. The produce. All plants, forest, everything is Urvaryaya cha. And it comes from the field which is ready for harvest. And that ready for harvest field is called Kalyaya cha. So if you think of it, we plant in the field, the mother nature and the sun nourishes, and the water nourishes those plants and then comes out of it. All we have done is we put together everything, and our role is pretty much nothing, which can be considered as our role here. Seeding, the seed was not produced by us. Neither the field was not produced by us. If you say that we watered the plant, the water was not produced by us. The sunlight was not produced by us. So what was our role? Oh, I took the water from the well and put it here. Okay, but that energy, who gave it to you? That's because you are alive, you are able to do it. And the life form is not yours. It's totally not in your control. Therefore, although it appears we have done so much, in reality, we have not done anything. It is simple blessing. That's what is happening here. Therefore, my salutations to Urvaryayacha, those materials that came out, and Kalyayacha, to those fields. Namaslokyayacha avasanyyayacha. Namaslokyayacha avasanyyayacha. Slokya refers to Veda mantras. Typically from the Karma Kanda part, the first part of the Purva Bhagam of the Veda. Avasanyayacha is the Uttara Bhagam of the Veda, which is the Upanishads, Vedanta. So Namaslokyayacha Avasanyayacha refers to the Purva Bhaga and Uttara Bhaga of the Veda, the Karma Kanda and the Jnana Kanda of the Veda. They are, the Veda mantras or the Slokya, the Sloga, Slokya, and Varenya. Varenya means the priceworthy, the worth praying, worth chanting, worth appreciating, priceworthy. That is Namaslokyayacha Avasanyayacha. When we are chanting the Sannyasa Suktam, Yo Veta Uswara Bhokto Vedante Cha Pratishtitaha Tasya Prakarti Linatya Yat Parasya Makeshwaraha Yo Veta Uswara Bhokto. Ye Makeshwara, you are the one who rests in the Vedas, Veda mantras. That's what is exactly Namaslokyayacha Avashanyayacha. Moving on. Nama Vanyayacha Kakshayacha. My salutations to the Lord, who manifest as forest and woods, Vana, Vanya. And also to Kaksha. Kaksha means a cluster of trees. Topunu solluvom Tamil. I don't know what is the English term for that. Tamil topumo. Kaksha means a small set. It doesn't qualify to be called as a jungle, but a collection of trees, a set of trees. That is top. So the Lord is in the form of both a jungle as well as a cluster of trees. And my salutation to such Lord. Namastravaya cha pratistravaya cha. The Lord is in the form of sound. Stravaya cha. Struyate idi stravaha. One that is heard is sound. And a sound produces an echo. He is also in the form of echo. So Lord my salutations to the Lord, who is in the form of the sound as well as the form of the echo. In Vishnu Suri's Bhashyam, the Bhashyakara took the analogy of the body being a ratham, more similar to Kathopanishad. And the Indriyam was considered as the Indriyams are the one that brings out that knowledge for us, for humans. We get our knowledge through our Indriyams. All the five Indriyas gives us that knowledge. Jnana Indriyas gives us that knowledge. So, this body is the ratham, and the Indriyas are the one which gets that knowledge onto this. This concept is brought out in the next mantra. Nama asushenaya cha asurataya cha. Nama asuchenaya cha asurataya cha. Asushenaya literally means a swift moving army, the army that goes very fast. And Asurataya cha, the swift chariot, the chariot that goes fast. But as I mentioned, the Bhashyakara took Ratham as the body, the fast moving body. And Sena, he considered it as the Indriyas, which gets that knowledge. There is no time lag between the time we see and the time we realize that what I am seeing. I am seeing a tree. And I am seeing a tree is instantaneously known to me when I am seeing. Microsecond, split second. I know that. It's that fast that information is moving and doing it. It's like a vayu. It produces a very quick results onto that. The ratham is considered as a vehicle that moves. But here the vehicle is considered as the body itself. Nama achuchena yacha asuratha yacha. Namasura yacha ababhintate cha. Sura is one who is brave. A brave warrior or a brave person. Avabhintate cha, one who can shatters all the protective armors and fort walls, all the walls. He can break those walls. And all armor he can break and go. So here, when we look into Upanishads and Vedanta, the word Sura is always used to refer to a Atmajnani, or the one, even like a Mumukshu, once who is on the path of Atmajnanam, is treated as a Sura. Veda calls them Suras. And when you are a Sura, that means when you are in that Mumukshu and following as a sincere student of Vedanta, any pradibandham that comes in, we break that. We need to have that right mindset to break any obstacle that comes in our way and break it and keep going avabhintate cha. Unless you are a avabhintate, there is no way we can become a Sura. Getting that avabhintate is what is the preparatory work a devotee needs to do. The Karma Yoga, Upasana, Dhyana Yoga. By doing all these things, we develop the Chitta Sutti and have enough strength to break those kavachas. The kavacham here is the ragadvesha. To get rid of those ragadvesha and get into that Atmajnanam. By getting into that Atmajnanam, we become Suraya. And such a mumukshu, such a jnani is nothing but the Lord Himself. Nama Suraya cha avabhintate cha. Nama varmine cha varuthine cha. Varmine cha, one who has the protecting armor, the kavacham, one who is wearing the kavacham now. Earlier he was breaking the kavacham. Now he is wearing the kavacham. And one who is in the form of a protective secret place. The secret place itself. In a war, in a chariots, there seems to be a space inside, which is a secret space, where, if there is a danger, the Yajamana can go and sit there, the king can sit there. But when we put that into Vedantic perspective, so earlier we said, we need to be abhabintate, break all the armors for the ragadvesha, get the siddha suddhi, and get that atmajnanam, and who are suras. Once we get that knowledge, we need to protect that knowledge, and we need to continue to be in that. However, because of our prarabdham, there could be some past tendencies that may manifest in one person, which will block our way in spiritual progress. Therefore, one has to continuously practice that samadhamadi, which is called uparati. That uparati is the protecting armor. By continuing that samadhamadi, which is uparati, we can win that part. And one who lives in the secret place, that is varutine. Where is that secret place? In the chariot. Let's look at the chariot. Which is the chariot here? The chariot is this human body. Which is that secret place? Guhayam. In the last thing we talked about it. Guhayam. Nikitam Guhayam. In the heart, in that space, you go and rest there. And that is your protective secret place. By resting on that, we will know who I am. That secret place is Varutine, Varutha. And then we get the protection and also the protected person. Hey Lord, my salutations to you, Lord, who are the protection and who are the protected person as well.